Hello, boys and girls. Today, I'm going to read to you a book. The book is called Hulk Hogan Wins the Belt. The Day the Hulkster Beat the Iron Sheik. Written by Dan Stain. I'll never forget that night, kids. It was January 24, 1984, at Madison Square Garden in New York City. As I moved toward the ring, Eye of the Tiger blasted, and Hulkamaniac screamed my name. On the one side, I saw all the good guy wrestlers cheering for me, fists in the air. Then, in the other corner, I saw them, the bad boys of wrestling. They were all huddled together, trying to come up with a plan to defeat me and keep the championship belt. They moved away, and I saw him, the meanest of all wrestlers. The Iron Sheik was climbing into the ring, waving an Iranian flag over his head, taunting me. I felt like rolling him up in that flag and mailing him back to Iran. But I wanted to win the championship belt fair and square. I wasn't going to resort to underhanded tricks. Just then, I felt an elbow smashing me from outside the ring. It was a blow from the Iron Sheik's brutal Russian friend, Nikolai Volkov. I turned to the referee, who made Volkov get away from the ring. So, the huge Russian wrestler, who thinks that Americans are too weak, wanted to play dirty. The referee was starting the match now. I'd have to forget about Volkov. Then I saw the Iron Sheik motion to another friend. Mr. Fuji is the sneakiest wrestler in the World Wrestling Federation, but his bad buddies always mess up his schemes. He thinks he's tough, but he couldn't karate chop his way out of a bread factory. I put the Sheik in a body spin and took him down to the canvas. As we rolled toward the ropes, I felt something blind my eyes. It was Mr. Fuji's volcanic Fuji dust. Just then, I heard the sound of bagpipes. When I saw Rowdy Roddy Piper, I felt like telling him to take his Scottish skirt and bagpipes and get lost. My eyes were beginning to clear, and I saw Piper making fun of me outside the ring. Ever since he smashed a rock and roll record over Captain Lou Albano's head, I've been mad at him. Then I heard someone else screaming. This is just great. I am trying to keep my mind on the Sheik, and Big John Studd's heckling me from the crowd. Big John distracted me, and that gave the Sheik the chance he needed. Before I could react, the Iron Sheik threw me to the mat. He tried to get me into his horrible camel clutch hold. No one had ever gotten out of it yet. That's when I heard my friend, the big guy, yell, "Talk about your big boys. Andre the Giant is 7'5" and weighs 500 pounds. Just hearing his voice made me feel better. The good guys were coming to my rescue. Andre is shy and nice, but when he's mad, he's nothing to sneeze at. That's when I heard the rock music. Captain Lou Albano was making fists at the Iron Sheik and cheering with all the other Hulkamaniacs to get me moving. I heard and felt the rock and wrestling connection. I couldn't let the Iron Sheik keep the belt. The Iron Sheik kept trying to put his camel clutch hold on me, but I was holding him off. That's when I heard a dog howling. If I wasn't a dog lover before, I was now. The Junkyard Dogs theme song, "Another One Bites the Dust," filled the arena. The JYD was dancing in the aisles with a couple of Hulkamaniacs. Suddenly, The JYD started barking his head off and running around in circles. Roddy Piper had brought a cat into the arena. JYD goes crazy when he sees one. I was sure glad to see Hillbilly Jim. He took the cat away from Roddy and was sitting there playing with it. Sometimes I think Hillbilly Jim should have stayed on the farm. But he took to wrestling quick enough. One night, a bunch of bad guys were trying to cut my hair when Hillbilly Jim jumped in and saved me. I needed to keep my mind on the match now. The Iron Sheik was getting me into his camel clutch. That's when I saw the Superfly. The Superfly had landed. He came flying down from the rafters with a whoomp. That's when I knew for sure I would get out of the Iron Sheik's camel clutch hold. All my friends had come tonight to give me their support. The good guys were going to win. I heaved the Iron Sheik into the ropes. Then I flipped him as he flew off the ropes. I clamped on a headlock so tight every vein in my neck bulged. And at last I pinned him. The referee got worried that I'd get too carried away. He declared me the champ. I had won the championship belt. All my friends, the good guys, were going wild. The bad guys of wrestling had been defeated. All the months of hard work, exercise, pumping iron, and eating right had finally paid off. I was the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. If you eat right, exercise, and get plenty of rest, you can be a champion too in whatever you do. And if you want to see the Rock and Wrestling Connection in action, you could watch me and all the other WWF superstars on TV. Or if you can, come cheer us in person when we're in your town. The